Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Taste TV. I'm your anchor, host, and everything else in between. I'm Taylor Austin, and this is the sixth official episode, not the sixth-ish episode. This is officially episode 6. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You guys, I have a great show ahead of us. Coming up on Taste TV, I'll be talking about the life of LaVonne Erickson and how she's left a lasting legacy on the town of Mohall. That story is coming up right now to you on Taste TV. This episode of Taste TV is sponsored by Dakota Fluid Motion in Berthold. Dakota Fluid Motion is the top choice for industrial, oil field, and municipal pump sales and repair. They have job openings as well. If you're interested in their services or a career, you can contact them by heading to their website, call 701-453-3270, or email them at the email seen on your screen. Oh, didn't see you there. I was reading the newspaper here. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Taste TV with me, you guys. It's another Monday night, and it's beautiful outside. I think we hit the low 60s today in Bismarck. It was just gorgeous. However, unfortunately, I don't think it will be lasting very long out there. It does sound like we're going to get some snow and wind this weekend. So, that's North Dakota for you. It gives you that little taste of spring, and then it's like, just kidding. So, we're going to get that this weekend. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm no weather lady anymore, so don't take my word for that. But this last weekend, I had a great time. I spent some time with my niece, Leah. She turns 13 this week on the 13th, so it's her golden birthday. So everyone just wish Leah a very happy golden birthday. And I wanted to say I love you, Leah, and thank you so much for spending time with me this weekend. I hope it was all that you wanted. Well, I had the chance to sit down with LaVonne Erickson's family and close friends to talk more about her work and dedication to the community that she's lived in. Here's more about her life and her legacy. LaVonne Erickson was born and raised in Mohall, North Dakota, along with 5 other siblings. She was the second oldest out of all 6. There was Ramona, LaVonne, Barb, Roger, and 2 twins, Kip and Kim.
We had what I call a dysfunctional family. We were crazy. I mean, it was nonstop. LaVonne was probably the one that was the calming of the storm. She basically, did the cooking. Mom and Dad worked. She cooked. She baked.
Roger says that baking had become a passion for LaVonne over the years, and she later became known for her famous scotcheroos. Almost every person in the Mohall area has had the chance of tasting her scotcheroos, and none are better than hers. In the summertime, during her high school years, LaVonne played softball for the American Legion League, and thus began a lifelong passion. She started as an outfielder, then moved into a pitching position for most of her softball career. She was good at it, too.
I tried it and I worked at it because I would go outside with my dad and practice throwing the softball through a tire.
People see her now as a bigger lady, in life. But even at her size, when she was younger, she was pretty athletic, One of the things that we really used to give her a bad time about was that she'd catch as many balls off her shins as she did in her glove. So we would laugh at her. We'd like, LaVonne, you got a glove on your hand. Do we need to put 2 on your shin so you can catch them? She was like, you know how fast them balls were coming back? I'm like, yeah.
I was a kid who was kind of realistic, and I was like, Fern, but you have a hard time moving. You can't be that great at that sport. And she was like, no, I was. And then she would tell you all the stories, and I never really thought it was true. And then she opened up her garage, and it was just filled with trophies. And I was like, okay, never mind. You are really good at softball. And she has so many softball pictures and trophies, and she can tell you stories of softball for days.
We all enjoyed playing together, and we all got along, and we all had fun at doing our positions, and it was just a fun time.
LaVonne would end up coaching softball for many years, and she then moved on to a women's league in town after she graduated. Her passion for the game would eventually come to an end. She kept having issues with her knee and eventually had to have surgery on it, but the surgery didn't go well. So she gave up playing the game. However, that wouldn't stop her from sharing her love of the sport with others within the community, and she's passed her pitching passion along to her goddaughter.
So sometimes I like to rush when I pitched, and she'd always tell me, and every time I pitched, I would think of what she would tell me would be, stay calm, stay still, release. It's just you and the ball to the catcher.
LaVonne graduated Mohall High School in 1975, and she's someone many have described as a true blue yellow jacket.
LaVonne is true blue yellow jacket. Let's put it that way. She's a yellow jacket through and through, and that kind of bled over to me because once you come into a school, you're kind of like tied to that school. But she's small town oriented. She wanted to be ahead of one of the committees of the reunion. She loved the yellow jacket reunions and seeing all the people come back that were past graduates, and she loves the school.
She's engraved us to be a big Yellow Jacket fan. I think I learned how to say Oski Wawa at a young age. Hey Mawha, what do you say? Oski Wawa. Like, that's something that I think will live on.
After LaVonne graduated, she would begin working for the local newspaper in Mohall, and that's where she would find another passion for the paper.
I was just kind of an office assistant at that time, and I did the typing. And at that time, we were typing on CompuGraphics.
The newspaper process in that time took a lot of care and effort to put things together. After typing things up on a copy graphic, they developed them in a dark room, and after the strips would dry, they would then make their corrections, retype them on a copy graphic, then wax those over the areas that needed correcting. Then they would finally send to press. After working at the newspaper for many years, it went up for sale, and LaVonne had the chance to buy it.
She built her life on this newspaper. Excuse me. That was her passion. When she bought this business in 2001, she told me, Roger, I think I'm crazy, but I told her, hey, this is what you want to do. This is your life. And she did pretty well at it, you know?
Though the technology would change and people would come and go, LaVonne was able to still successfully run the Renville County Farmer for the last 24 years. Through running the newspaper, she would eventually find a way to meld her love for local news and sports together. This is how she was able to find a family within the two worlds.
She's just a friendly person, and then when I became head coach and got married, and instead of my wife just traveling to all the bowl games by herself, LaVonne took her under her wing and brought her with because she was going to those away games or whatever. And then it progressed to babysitting my kids from time to time, not all the time, but from time to time, and coming to first birthdays for my kids.
You know, as a child, she was always there at our house, and maybe my siblings are jealous in this way, but I was like her little angel, and I kind of got what I wanted, so they would use me to get what they wanted. She would always have like flowers sent to the school on my birthdays and Valentine's Day, which she still does. So it was like really cool to see this year. I'm a first grade teacher, and I had a huge bouquet, a dozen roses of yellow flowers.
Another thing about LaVonne is that she was never married, never had kids. I tell people she has more kids than all of us, being she was involved in all those things. She took millions of people in. And LaVonne was your best cheerleader, no matter who you are.
You keep in touch with all these kids because you go to their games, you know, you're there. And the thing is they appreciate it. They notice that you're there. You know, they're just good kids.
Through her years of owning the paper, LaVonne has also done a lot for the Mohall community. by sitting in on multiple boards and committees within the area.
She was on so many boards, I don't know. Those are things that she was passionate about, very passionate, you know. City council, you know. Those are things that she wanted to be part of.
You know, a person has to get involved with other things too. You can't just focus on your business. You got to help out otherwise in the community.
LaVonne has dedicated her life to the Renville County Farmer, and she's won awards for her hard work and dedication to the community. Many of her weekends were spent making sure that the paper would be ready for print the next week. She says she enjoyed spending that time in the office alone on the weekends because she could listen to music and kids would always come and visit her. However, things have recently started to change for LaVonne. She was diagnosed with liver cancer, and doctors say she may not have long. However, those who know LaVonne know her legacy will forever live on.
Through the paper, I'm just having it be called the Renville County Farmer, I think will be a legacy that live on. But I think where her legacy to me will live on is through sports and seeing the sports team succeed.
I don't know if I can look across the street and look at the Renville County Farmer in the same way, because she's put her heart and soul into this business, made it successful in that regard. And people identify the Renville County Farmer with LaVonne Erickson.
You know, we're thankful for all she has done for our community, for my family. We're blessed to have her. She knows this too, so I can't really say that I haven't, because I'm the luckiest person in the world to have her as my godmother. God loves her. That's all I gotta say.
It's like I told her, when she goes to heaven, she's going to get the largest set of gold wings than anyone has ever gotten in their life for all the things that she has done in her lifetime. She knows how much I love her. I love her more than anything. And if I could trade spots, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I'm just very appreciative of all the support I've received over my years, all the friendships I've made. I'll never forget them. And I'm so glad that I accomplished something, and not just in 4 or 5 years, I stayed with it. There were struggles along the way, but people were so kind and generous and supportive and helpful, and I don't know, I'm very lucky.
LaVonne Erickson's legacy isn't just in the pages of the RCF. It's in the spirit of a woman who's believed in the power of sports, the value of community, and the strength of every child who's called Mohall a home. And because of this, LaVonne's legacy will forever live on. Reporting for Taste TV, I'm Taylor Austin. Well, LaVonne's family and friends are obviously all going through a very rough time right now as they prepare to say goodbye to LaVonne. So Roger did tell me yesterday that they now have her on morphine. So I just would like to extend my love and prayers to the whole Erickson family, as well as the Brackenberry family and all of her close friends and other family as well. My thoughts and prayers are with you all, and I just wanted to specifically say I love you, Miss Barb and Roger, and I'm here for both of you. They've been two very, very close friends to me over the last couple of years, and again, I just want to say I'm here for you guys, and I love you very, very much. You are in my thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. But that is all I do have for you guys this week. Be sure to tune in again next week. We're going to see what happens with the weather. So hopefully that little snowstorm doesn't happen, because I would like to travel up to the Minot area this weekend to grab some stories. So we'll see what happens this weekend. I may or may not have a show next week. I mean, I'll probably have a show, but will there be content? We'll make something up. I don't know. So just stay tuned for that. Be sure to go like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the stuff. The engagement truly, truly, truly does matter. So if you see this post, engage with it in some way, please. And I just wanted to say thank you all so much for tuning in and all the love and support. Bye, Dad. I love you. This episode of Taste TV is sponsored by Dakota Fluid Motion in Berthold. Dakota Fluid Motion is the top choice for industrial, oil field, and municipal pump sales and repair. They have job openings as well. If you're interested in their services or a career, you can contact them by heading to their website, call 701-453-3270, or email them at the email seen on your screen.